morning, everybody. And today is the Sabbath. So happy Shabbat to all my Torah keepers. I see you, Yash Yah RL. See you, bro. Happy Shabbat. Okay. I think I made a statement. I made a statement on my last stream here. Hey, Truth. I made a statement here on my last stream how I was going to be actually going into what the scientists are telling us. And we all know that the ball Earth was passed down by NASA. We already got that in the other videos here. Okay. NASA's the one who's telling everyone the Earth is a ball. Okay. I don't know of any other space agency out there in the United States that have shown us pictures of a fake, phony ball Earth. And it's sad that most people will believe this trash. I was one of those people. Now, I was trying to screen share my flat Earth clock, but for some odd reason, StreamYard just ain't letting me share that. So there you go. If it's so ridiculous, why block it? But anyway, let's see here. Let's do a little screen share because I'm going to jump right into it. Okay. Okay. So as you guys see here, I'm on whose website? NASA? Goddard? These are the guys that are feeding us this lie. Okay. Conversations with Goddard. Let's see what it says here. It says Robert Simon, aka Mr. Blue Marble. Here you go. So you guys could see this. I know it's going to be kind of blurry for some, but I can't really blow this all the way up like that because I won't be able to read. But it says here, data visualizer. Let's highlight this right here. Data visualizer and designer Robert Simon never thought that he would become Mr. Blue Marble. I'm sorry, but this is going to be a funny live, guys, because this is just the funniest thing I've ever saw. How the whole world's deceived. Let's see who's deceiving the whole world, shall we? Because people, again, don't take this Bible verse here literal. And don't worry, I'm going to show you the dragon. I showed it on Facebook already. How SpaceX and NASA teamed up, right? And their logo is the dragon sitting right at the top of the fake phony ball Earth with Satan's tongue sticking over it, right? It says here, and the dragon, the great dragon, was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceives the whole world. That means the whole world's deceived. He was cast out into the earth and his angels were cast out with him. Okay. So if he has deceived the world, then how is it that everybody has the truth? Last time I checked, the spirit leads to all. The spirit leads you into all truth. Okay. Now let's take a look at NASA's logo here. And right away, what do you see here? Right away. Let's go over here. Let's blow this up for you guys. Because obviously, many people don't have eyes to see the forked tongue. Let me just show you what you're actually looking at. The old serpent. What is a serpent? Don't we know a serpent to be a snake? Here. There's NASA's logo right there. Here you go. This is it. So, you got snakes in the snake pit living on a ball, right? And you got NASA, not a space agency. Here, abbreviate it for you. Now, let's get some fun facts about the Earth, shall we? So we know this guy, his name is Robert Simon. His title is Lead Data Visualizer and Information Designer. Okay, his classification, Senior Program Analyst, right? Organization he works for, Code 613, Climate and Radiation Branch, Earth Science Division, Sciences and Exploration Directorate. Okay. So, as you see here, this is only an image. This is not what the Earth looks like. Okay. And we're going to get into this, how they concocted this ball here and how the water just so magically sticks to the bottom. But, says here, this is his role. This is what they call science, guys. I'm going to read this paragraph. Then I'm going to go down, to the history of our, what is this? Let me just see here. We're going to go all the way down to a blog about crafting the blue marble. We're going to read that. Okay. Find it very interesting what they say in there. But here, it says here, let me blow this up for you guys to see. My role is to make imagery from Earth sciences data. I turn data into pictures. See, it's just a picture. And it doesn't even look real. I mean, look at it. You tell me if this ball Earth right here looks real. It doesn't. It looks fake. But for some odd reason, the Earth's a ball. Don't worry. Let's just do this. 2. I'm gonna bring this up. Because see, the shape of the Earth is constantly changing. Every time. Let's see what they tell us in a minute. Says here, my role is to make imagery from Earth sciences data. I turn data into pictures. I look for new, interesting events that NASA satellites have seen or that are hid in the latest data to find anything interesting that shows off NASA's unique capabilities. Finding things is the fun part. I rely on engineers and scientists. Okay, truth. I will not. Finding things is the fun part. I rely on engineers and scientists to produce the data. That's who he relies on, scientists and engineers. What are they engineering? You're going to find out. Their reliable real-time stream of 1.7 terabytes a day is incredible. The same as producing 3,000 CDs in a day. We know where to look for the interesting stuff because each instrument provides a very specialized type of information. So if I'm looking for something specific, I know where to look. For example, recently there was a volcanic eruption in the Red Sea. The only reliable imagery, they say this is the only reliable imagery of this was from NASA satellites. We basically confirmed the existence of a new island. Oh, did they? Well, when you get on down here, let's look at this blog section. Crafting the Blue Marble. This was written October 6th in 2011 by Robert Simon. Okay. Now let's blow this up because I want you all to see what this says here. So nobody's not calling me a conspiracy theorist because, again, this is off of NASA's website. Goddard is one of their websites. This is why they don't update no information over here. They tell you go to NASA, where are CGI and computer animations and cartoon claymations are made daily, right? Says here, one of the best surprises of my life was turning on my brand new iPhone before it had even been activated, glancing down at the screen and seeing an image I had made. Apple chose the NASA Blue Marble for the default welcome screen and wallpaper, and I had no idea beforehand. So again, why is it that they want to push this all over the place? Look at this. Here's how I did it. He's going to tell you how he did it. In 2002, my colleague, Rito Stockley, now back in Switzerland, was working on a global map of the Earth that was going to blow away all previous examples. A new NASA satellite, Terra, which means Earth, was gathering the first color pictures of the entire Earth. The entire Earth. Listen to what he says about it. And we wanted to showcase the imagery. Rito put together about 10,000 satellite scenes, each file over 300 megabytes, collected over 100 days, stripped out the clouds. Oh, here we go. Here they go, taking stuff out. But if it's a ball, why not keep what you saw in there? You're going to find out why. Stripped out, let me highlight that right here. Stripped out the clouds and created a 43,200 pixel by 21,600 pixel map of the Earth. And this was the hard part. Everything I did afterwards was just adding Chrome. He was adding stuff to the Earth. Let's see what he was adding here. And get a load of this. They even mentioned the Earth was flat here and how they put the flat off Earth on a ball. This is what everybody believes today. Still doesn't look real to me. I mean, you really think the Middle East is closer to the North Pole? Give me a break. You think Africa and all that is close to up here? Give me a break. Here we go. Now that we had highlight this for you guys. Now that we had a source image, we needed to create something evocative, something that would show the potential of the imagery. To us, at least, the obvious choice was to render a few 3D views telling you the ball is a three-dimensional object from a two-dimensional plane. 3D views of the world as it would look from space. Echoes of the famous, here's that word, Apollo Why is it every space launch they have the name of the angel of the bottomless pit heading up to space, so-called? And again, there's no stars up here. Once again, in this image, where are the stars? Let's see here. This is a very, very interesting paragraph here. Let's read this. This is blowing all this ball earth garbage. Oops, sorry, guys. Let me just do this. I don't want to go there. Trying to highlight this paragraph so you guys can read. Okay. The very first things he says is to make the earth look realistic. Well, I thought these were real images of the earth. How do you make something look real when it's already supposed to be real? Common sense says, but not a lot of people have that nowadays. To make the earth look realistic, or at least how I imagine the earth would look. Once again, man changing what God created. Trying to, but it doesn't work. It only works on the mind of the blind. So it says, I needed to do some work. What work, Robert Simon? First of all, the satellite images weren't usable over deep water. It collects data, but there is no automated process to detect clouds and correct for the atmosphere. So I needed to add some color into the water. See, look, adding the color. So once you start adding stuff, it's no longer authentic. Okay, that's like you taking a baseball card that was signed by a baseball player, and then you put another signature on it, making that unauthentic, right? Because if it was authentic, like say for instance, what can I use as an example? You know how they got forged letters like documents and stuff, and then they have authentic documents? Well, the forged document is this. The authentic document is the biblical flat earth. So it says here, first of all, the satellite images weren't usable over deep water. It collects data, but okay, I read that. So I needed to add some color into the water. NASA measures chlorophyll in the ocean, a way of monitoring phytoplankton. So I grabbed a month's worth of data, colored it blue and green. I looked at individual satellite images to get a sense of what hues to use, and use that map for the ocean. So they had to keep making this like Photoshop, right? You got to keep putting layer upon layer upon layer, right? I used to use Photoshop a lot. So I know when an image is Photoshopped. And that's what I've been talking about in the past, right? But again, I'm just a madman for using my own two eyes that God gave me and the God-given brain and wisdom from the Almighty. But look, this is what it says. So I grabbed the month worth of data, colored it blue and green, and I looked at individual satellite images to get a sense of what hues to use and use that map for the ocean. I also had to add a stand-in for sea ice, since it's impossible to measure chlorophyll beneath a few meters of ice and snow and ice. At least that was simple. I just replaced missing data near the poles with white. As you see on you go to Google Earth, you go to Google Maps, and you can see exactly where he added this stuff. Okay, so he said, in addition to the sea ice, I brightened and reduced the saturation of Antarctica, which was passed into the original from a different data set. I combine ocean color and ice to look like this. So he's showing you. This is him doing this, adding this color. He's showing you what he's doing, how he's manipulating it. But again, I'm supposed to believe this lie. Here, look at all the composites here. This is how your ball earth came to be. Does the Bible say the earth is a ball? No. Man does. And you're getting it right here. Here it is in this paragraph. He says here, throwing a map of clouds stitched together from 200 satellite scenes and a global topographic map to add some texture in the landscape. Excuse me. And I was ready to bring everything into my 3D software. Once again, computer animated, ball earth, fake, not real. Something that you see on a TV screen, a computer screen, but you don't see it in real life. I guess on the TV and the computer, that's real life. But when I go out to the beach and I see a horizon line stretching across, that's fake. My eyes are playing tricks on me. No, I'm seeing an optical illusion. Give me a break. But that's, again, how Satan's playing the minds of the masses with his minions, these scientists. So he said here, I want to get this part right here because it's so many references to stuff being flat here and how they wrap it around a ball. Here, it says right here, electric image at the time, wrapping a rectangular image onto a sphere and rendering out images was probably the simplest and fastest part of the entire process. Well, last time I checked, a rectangle shape. A rectangle is a two-dimensional shape in geometry having 4 sides and 4 corners, just like the 4 corners to the earth. Its 2 sides meet at right angles, thus a rectangle has 4 angles, each measuring 90 degrees. The opposite sides of the rectangle have the same lengths and are parallel. We learned shapes in grade school. We know a rectangle or a square is different from a cube or a box. We know a circle is not a sphere. We know a triangle is not a pyramid. We learned shapes in what? First, second, third grade. This is first, second, third grade knowledge right here. But again, so they take a flat rectangular image and put it onto a sphere, a 3D-dimensional object. It is much easier to fine-tune an image with each component of the image rendered separately. So I made individual renders of the land and ocean, specular highlight clouds and a couple of day-night masks and atmospheric haze, which I never did get quite right. Click the image below to download a zip file with each layer as a separate JPEG. So if you guys want to go on over here, you could click this image and they'll show you breakdown by breakdown how he put all this stuff on a ball. Look at this. This is him concocting this whole thing. All it is a computer image created to push this agenda, to discredit God's words about him creating a ball earth. I mean, you got to be blind not to see it. Compositing separate images into a convincing whole is, of course, easier said than done. Remember, convincing. Even with control of each layer in my image processing software, Photoshop, says it right here, right there, big and bold for you to see, Photoshop. It took hours of tweaking and retweaking transparency, layer masks, hues, saturation, Gaussian blur, and curves, like the curvature to the earth, yeah, to get an image that looked like the picture I had in my head. Well, didn't the Most High say that they were he was gonna hand them over to the imaginations of their own hearts? But again, I guess my Bible is lying to me, or I can't read. Since it was before adjustment layers were introduced, with which I could have saved all the settings, I have no idea exactly what I did. Making the clouds appear opaque or whatever while remaining white rather than gray was by far the hardest part. It was also tricky trying to get the atmosphere. Let me just get this. It was also tricky to get the atmosphere to appear most transparent in the center and thicker and bluer near the edges. The edges? The edges of what? The edges of the globe? Looking at the Photoshop file, I've got 2 atmospheric layers and 2 cloud layers, each set to different levels of transparency, over a combined land and ocean layer with sunlight, a specular highlight off Baja, California. Okay. Curtis, I'm sorry, bro, but I'm going to get to your message soon. I see you sent me a link. So it says here, at the time, I had no idea the blue marble would be seen by so many people. So many people, the blue marble. It was just a way to show off some cool data, not a real actual image of the earth, just the data, right? Just the data. It's based on hard work of the literally thousands of scientists, engineers, programmers, administration staff, and others here at NASA. There you go, NASA. Oh, especially the Modi's team. Wait a minute, I've seen this somewhere before. It's on this cover here. That word, what was that word? Modi's. Let's get the image here. Blow this up. You see this word here, MODIE. Well, it's kind of close, but it's MODI, really. The Modi, but it's Modi's team, whatever the team is, right? Let's get this off the screen. Okay, I'm glad Steve Jobs seemed to like it, and I'm sad he died so young. Well, we know where that guy's going to go. we know exactly where he's going to go. Made on a Mac, of course. Thanks, Steve. Here's your ball earth here. It's not even real. He just told you he added all this stuff in. But again, everybody's so stuck on the ball earth as truth. And it's not, right? It's not. It's just artist rendering. It's photoshopped. It's not real. Just because you computer generate something doesn't make it real, because they told you it's real. Here it is, a few notes. Let's read the few notes here. All the source files that are archived on the original Blue Marble page, they're free to use and modify. So that means they could change it over time if they want to, and present you with a new ball earth anytime they want to. Anytime. Because you believe it anyway. They can make the sea edges purple and you'll believe it. Why? Because it's on that ball earth. But when you go to the oceans, you don't see no color of purple in there. Not that anybody looks for these details anyway, right? But you can't use them to imply you're associated with NASA. So again, they say you could use or modify them, but you can't use them to imply you're associated with NASA. Okay. So it says here, we've subsequently made a new and improved version of the base maps, the Blue Marble Next Generation. It's not only twice the resolution, 86,400 pixels by 43,200 pixels, but there is a separate image for each month. So look, they got an image for each month here. So if they want to, take a summertime image out and just slap that on the ball and present it to you, they can do it. If they want to take a wintertime image and slap it on the ball, they can do it. You're not stopping them. You're paying for it. So you can see the changing seasons. Rito didn't make new clouds because it's really long and it's a really long and painful process of stitching images together by hand. That's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Last time I checked, there's only one person that created the earth perfect. But see, these bastards, and yes, I can say that word because they are fatherless. They don't have our father with them. They're bastards. The Bible even calls them a bastard. In the existing cloud map, some people have noticed a few repeating features that appear to be photoshopped. They are. In his own admitted words, the creator of the Blue Marble tells you that all these images are photoshopped, which means they're fake. There are gaps between orbits near the equator, and there is no way to fill them in with real data. The specular highlight of Baja and the thickness and fuzziness of the atmosphere I based off full disk GOES image, right? There's a weird streak in the clouds near Greenland that's entirely due to an error on my part. I have no idea why the shading on the east coast of Greenland is incorrect. Because it's fake. That's why. You tried to create something in your image instead of getting it in the image that the Most High created it in. Yes, it's centered on North America. I've spent the vast majority of my life here, and I'm biased. I did, however, make a version centered on South Asia at the same time, as well as a rotating Earth centered on the equator. So then he gave you the rotating Earth here. I've subsequently done a few more versions, including the Pacific Ocean. I'm still not happy with the shading of the atmosphere. Anyone know how to simulate? Again, it's all a simulation, right? their ball Earth is a simulation. Rayleigh height, Rayleigh scatterings in Maya. Says here, this entry was posted on Thursday, October 6, 2011 at 5:20 p.m. and is filed under design. You can follow any responses to this entire entry through the RSS 2.0 feed. Both comments and pings are currently closed. So you can't comment on here. You can't do anything. And look at the mind control. You know, they're all, first of all, congratulations on NASA for using your wallpaper. I'm an app developer, and I found it interesting that you took so much time to not only create what they used, but to tell us your process. It is neat to see the making of, and he put that in parentheses, an aspect of an app, especially one so detailed as you did. Good job. So these are men praising men about the earth they created, not about how the Most High created it. No, God forbid we believe what the Most High says. And if anybody does, you don't know how to read. And if you do believe in God's flat earth, then you're mentally ill. You have a mental illness if you believe the Bible 100% for truth. Everything. You know. Let's get this. Kansas is flatter than a pancake. They did a study. Department of Geography, Texas State University, San Marcos, Texas, Department of Geography, Arizona State University. So these are professors doing this study here. Let's see what they find out. Because there's just so much information out there. We really do God a disservice if we don't use this information to show proof of what we believe in. In this report, we apply basic scientific techniques to answer the question, is Kansas as flat as a pancake? While driving across the American Midwest, it is common to hear travelers remark, this state is flat as a pancake. To the authors, the adage seems to equivalently capture some characteristics of a topographic geodetic survey. This obvious question, how flat is a pancake, spurned our analytical interest, and we set out to find the flatness of both a pancake and one particular state, Kansas. Don't worry, there are other places on the earth that are flatter than the pancake too. All these flatter than the pancake areas, but yet we live on a ball earth with an ever curving. Wait, the earth's not a ball no more, guys. Says here, earth is roughly a sphere. You see, it says right here, the earth is roughly a sphere. Says here, a sphere. Now let's look at this right here. Strange but true. Earth is not round. Well, which is it? Scientific American. It may seem round when viewed from space, but our planet is actually a bumpy spheroid. Now it's a bumpy spheroid. And then they quote, what did I just read? The blue marble. Quote it right here. With your little clay ball earth. Because that's the only way you're going to get a ball, is if you fake it. As countless photos from space can attest, Earth is round. But we just read here that they made it all in Photoshop. Earth is round. The blue marble. See how they go back to the blue marble where they say that it's photoshopped and they put a flat surface on a sphere. Look at this. This is not to say Earth is flat. Again, here they go. Well, before Columbus sailed the ocean blue, Aristotle and other ancient Greek scholars proposed the earth was round. This was based on a number of observations, such as the fact that departing ships, which is only due to perspective, right? Let's see the word. Let's look at the definition from perspective. Perspective. Here it says, the art of drawing solid objects on a two-dimensional surface so as to give the right impression of their height, width, depth, position in relation to each other when viewed from a particular point. A particular attitude toward or way of regarding something, a point of view. Okay, whatever. We know that one. So again, this is used in art, geometry, and audio. Geometry, right? Math, right? When people draw paintings, right? When they draw paintings and they, make that horizon with the sun rising and all that, they make stuff look like it's far away on a flat piece of paper. Such as the fact that departing ships not only appeared smaller as they sailed away, but seemed to sink into the horizon, as one might expect if sailing across a ball says geographer Bill Carstensen of Virginia Tech in Blacksburg. Isaac Newton first proposed Earth was not perfectly round. But again, it just keeps changing. It's round, but then it's not round. It's a sphere, but then it's an oblate spheroid. It's a perfect ball, but now it's bumpy. It just keeps changing and changing over and over and over, right? A sphere that is squashed at its poles and swollen at the equator. He was correct, and because of this bulge, the distance of Earth's center to sea level is roughly 21 kilometers, 13 miles greater at the equator than at the poles. Same thing that, who was that? Neil deGrasse Ball Tyson was talking about. So I got 15 minutes. Look at this. Who's in here again? NASA. Again. Here you go. Okay, this status, okay, authors equivalent capture characteristics. All right. Says here, the obvious question, how flat is a pancake? Spurred our analytical entrance. Okay, so I read that. Barring the acquisition of either Kansas-sized pancake or a pancake-sized Kansas, mathematical techniques were needed to do a proper comparison. Some readers may find the comparing of a pancake to Kansas to be analogous to the comparing of apples and oranges. We refer those readers to a 1995 publication by NASA's Scott Sanford, who used spectrographic techniques to do a comparison of apples and oranges. One common method of quantifying flatness is geodesy, whatever, is the flattening ratio. The length of an ellipse or arcs, semi-major axis axis A is compared with It's measure semi-mirror axis B using a formula for flattening. F equals B, A minus B slash A. Yeah, have fun with that math. A perfectly flat surface will have a flattening F of 1, whereas an ellipsoid with equal axis lengths will have no flattening, and F will equal 0. So 1 tells you if it's flat or not. 0 tells you there's nothing about it that's flat. Let's see what they found out during this mathematical study. Here you got your guy here that was developing the ball earth again. He said, we measured a west-east profile across Kansas, taken from merged one ratio of 1 out of 250,000 scale digital elevation model DIM data from the United States Geological Survey. In general, the spacing between adjacent elevation points on a landscape transects was approximately 90 meters. We extract surface transects and flatness estimates from the Kansas and pancake DIM data using a geographic information system. Here's the results. The topographic transects of both Kansas and a pancake at millimeter scale are both quite flat. But this first analysis shown that Kansas is clearly flatter than a pancake. Mathematically, a value of 1 would indicate perfect Platonic flatness. The calculated flatness of a pancake transect from the digital image is approximately 0.957, which is pretty flat, but far from perfectly flat. The confocal laser scan shown the pancake surface to be slightly rougher still. Measuring the flatness of Kansas presented us with a greater challenge than measuring the flatness of a pancake. The state is so flat that the off-the-shelf software produced a flatness value for it of 1, which means it's perfectly flat. This is them doing the mathematical analysis here. And it says here, figure 4, surface topography of Kansas and of a pancake, described mathematically as damn flat. Oh, sorry, that wasn't there. That was over here. Okay, so it says the state is so flat. All right, I read that. This value was, as they say, too good to be true. So we did a more complex analysis. Excuse me. And after many hours of programming work, we were able to estimate that Kansas's flatness is approximately 0.9997. That degree of flatness might be described mathematically as damn flat. So Kansas is flat. Where's the curvature to Kansas? Conclusions. Simply put, our results showed that Kansas is considerably flatter than a pancake. Let's look at 10 other places that are flatter than a pancake. Here you go. Look at this. I guess this isn't flat, right? I mean, that has to be a curve going because I can't see all the way down that road. I just don't get how there's supposed to be a curvature to this earth, you know, a curve that bends. You should be able to see it. Beach in Germany. Don't forget your towel. Flat. Look at that. Flat. What is this? Salt of the earth. These are salt flats. At 10,582 square kilometer, a size and about 100 kilometers across, Salar del Uyuni, whatever, in Bolivia, the world's largest salt flat, is roughly the size of Jamaica. Oh, so at roughly that size, we can't see the ball. How many miles does it take for us to see the ball Earth? The curvature. How many miles? Because I see all these places are different places of the world. How is it all these flat spots in the world? Camel caravan across the Danakil Desert. This is the desert where there's no obscurities, no mountains, no buildings, no none of that. You can see perfect flatness. I mean, unless you could believe that a straight line is curved. Called the gateway to hell by locals, this desert, northeast Ethiopia, is definitely not a place to go to get a tan. Daytime temperatures, and it tells you there. Everglades, Florida. Look at this. How do we get flat water on a ball Earth? Where do you see water curving around the Earth? I don't see it. Neither do you. Unless you're going to go grab you a fisheye camera lens and say, hey, look, I could take a video right now showing you the curvature of the Earth. Because that's the only way you're going to do it. The Maldives, right? Look at this. Flat. Horizon. The line where the sky and the Earth's surface appears to meet. Clearly seen. The sky and the Earth's surface appears to meet here along the flat horizon. I mean, give me a break. Here you go. Lake Baikal, Siberia. Look at that. I guess ice bends around the curve too. I guess you get, ice bending in the form of a ball on a flat surface here. I'm just going through this. Cloncurry, Australia. Look at that. Australia's flat too. Let's look at a ball Earth real quick. Ball Earth. Look at this. How do we get all these flat places? How? It is mathematically impossible. But again, the blind can't see. They're spiritually blind. Bonneville Salt Flats. Oh, it looks pretty flat to me. Salt Pans, Botswana. Still flat. I don't see no curve. Where is it? Show me. I don't see it. Here you go. Wadi Rum, Jordan. In Jordan. You can see these mountains off like probably hundreds of miles away. But they're supposed to be below the curvature of the Earth. I mean, go do the math. If you can't do the math on a model that they gave us here, described curvature chart. They're giving you the math right here. But this ain't real either. Nothing's real. I can't use anything because everything's just fake that I use. But if it's a scientist, if it's a scholar, if it's anybody that doesn't believe the truth, they're praised. They're highly praised. It's sad that this is what the world's come to. Very sad. Look at this. You don't see this. Is this a straight line? I believe I can see curvature here. Is this a straight line? I believe I can see curvature. Is this a straight line? I still believe I can see curvature. But for some odd reason, on this supposed ball Earth, it's just so big you can't see the curve. All these places you go, and it's just so big you can't see it. I mean, when do you know that you're on the bottom of the Earth? Okay? When do you know this? Huh? Can you tell me? When are you going to be on the bottom of the ball? When are you going to be standing upside down, flying in the airplane upside down, traveling in a train, a boat upside down? When? Because your ball says at South America, these people should be standing upside down because gravity's holding you to the Earth. Hello. I mean, what is wrong with the minds of the masses? What is wrong with people to where they can't see the obvious? These are images. These are not real. You can see that. Let's go to images. Let's see all the fake images everybody believes. Look at this. Fake images. All of them. Every last one of them. Every last one. Fake images. You never get a real photo of a real ball Earth. Never. But people believe it. Why is that? And then they make these ridiculous things here. They make God's creation look ridiculous. And people laugh. Let's get that as well. Let's coup de grace this before I get off because my hour's almost up. This is how they throw blatant mockery at you guys that mock us. Look at this. People laugh, but the flat earthers know something. This is on their cards here. Here you go. Your NASA card showing you that it's all filmed in the studio. It goes hand in hand. They make this look ridiculous. And then they say, people laugh, but the flat earthers know something. Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. Because it's not a ball. We can use our own two damn eyes to see that the earth does not curve. But I'll get told, well, go buy a telescope and look in the sky. No, first show me where the curvature of the earth is. Because I don't see it. I'm using my own two eyes and common sense. You know, for many miles, you never see a curve. That's because you've been told, oh, the earth's so big, you can never possibly see the curve. And then when that lie fails, they'll come with another lie because all you're going to do is believe it. Then when that other lie fails, they got to come with another lie and you're going to believe it. Then when those lies fail, they're going to come with a grand deception of aliens and they're going to say, oh, the globe, it has to be real. These aliens are real. If you know aliens don't exist, that they're fallen angels, then why in the heck do you still believe in the ball Earth? So again, I want to know who's going to refute these places that are flatter than the pancake. You see it. How many miles across do you got to go to find the curvature of the earth? That's like that old commercial. How many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? The world will never know. You know, bro, I try my best, but sadly, many people just won't get it. They think that this is just they think that this is just a hoax, a conspiracy or whatever, right? Yo, Buana, bro. Long time no here, man. Yo, Buana. Buana is the guy that came. I believe Buana is the guy that came from Tag. This is one of the guys that could validate what what I was talking about when I said I've been talking about this stuff for years. So this is one of my buddies here that came from Tagged a long time ago. So again, like I say, man, I could prove whatever I speak. So guys, yeah, So you guys, I'm down on my last 4 minutes here. As I shared with people a while back, I'm still going to be live streaming. Just because I'm not going to be live streaming for a little while doesn't mean that I'm going to not be live streaming for good. Let me share this here. I want you guys to know when I'm going to be back. I'm going to be back January the 23rd here. That's when my free account renews. Because at least I'm honest enough not to, try and rob people, telling them that, StreamYard banned me just to get a couple of bucks in my pocket. So here it says on January 23rd, roughly 2 weeks, I'm going to be back live streaming. And I get 20 hours per month. So no, this is still at the 18-hour mark. This is what I started off with. So add this hour, and, that's 19. Oh, wait, I got an hour and 30 minutes. Oh, well, hey. So if anybody has any questions or answers here, I do got more time. Okay, let's go through some of these comments here. Because I like acknowledging people. So I'm going to go to the top here and just waste this little time here. Okay. You got to excuse me. This mic is super sensitive and my voice really carries. So truth, I'm not yelling. I'm just, this is a very frustrating topic when you got a lot of mind control people here commenting on my other videos that don't know what they're talking about. Don't do the studies for themselves. They bank off other people's studies. Say, of course, because it's nothing real about an image, right? I mean, people fly in airplanes all the time, but, for some odd reason, we are all high up in the sky. French fries. See, Buana, remember all those videos I used to play over there on Tag, how I was waking them up over there. Too bad Tag turned totally wicked, though. I really feel for those guys over there. Fooling the masses. You could tell who's actually followers of the Most High, when they're talking about the Shabbat, right? A lot of people don't, celebrate those days, so here, not saying that most people aren't followers, but a lot of people need a lot of work just to get there. Let me see what new I got here. If anybody got any questions. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, you was asking about his name. Oh, so anybody got any questions based on, well, I know most people in here don't got no questions. You guys already know about this stuff anyway. So, I believe there's no questions that need to be asked from you guys. I mainly do this for everybody that don't know, but it's always good to have you guys in the chat, because again, prove all things, the Bible says. And I'm showing all the proof, but it's just getting slapped down, right? By people that so-called believe in the Bible. That makes sense to me. You can't have it both ways. What did it say about serving two masters? You can't worship God and worship your scientists as well. You just can't have both. You can't eat at the Lord's table and eat at the table of demons and devils as well. You can't serve God and mammon. You can't serve God and man. People don't take these things literally. Hold on, guys. You got to excuse me. Let me mute my mic for a minute because she's in there cleaning this cat box in. My mic is so sensitive. I know this is going to be picking up in the show. Exactly, bro. Exactly. And you guys can go look that research up, yeah, you guys can go look that research up. Alchemists and all, right? Even your celebrities mention that they're alchemists. Hold on, guys. Sorry about it. I've got a message here. Yeah, I gotta check. Curtis. All right. Sorry about that, but yeah. Yeah, there's no problem with saying shalom. It just means peace. I mean, those fake Jews over there say it all the time, although they stole our language. Well, Buana here could attest to that. I've been doing this for years. I go way back doing this, right? When I was on tag. So, like I tell people, I didn't just come into this stuff overnight. A lot of people, have witnessed me, breaking all this stuff down in the past. I'm just bringing it over here to YouTube because it seems like I can get a bigger audience here. And because that site I was on, it was a dating site, but I wasn't there for that. I was there to try and spread some truth, open some eyes. I reached some people there, but, mass majority is still blinded. They still got their blinders on. They haven't even defogged the fog off their windows yet. It's tagged TAGGED. It's supposed to be a dating website, but it's just, you don't want to go over there. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. It's very toxic. I mean, you could go live, and then that's another thing. Even over there, they were shutting me down after a certain point. They would shut my live down and a whole bunch of mess over there. It's just, it's just a lot. I would say this: Tagged is now full of a bunch of godless reprobates. I tell people I go wherever the Most High leads me to go. Okay, I go wherever He leads me to go. This is not the will of man I'm doing. This is the will of the Father. Okay. Let me see. Since I got a little bit more time, let me see if I can find something else in here. I just don't want all that, scraping litter in live. Oh, there are a whole lot over there now, man. You got Jezebel spirit taking over there and everything. It's just no, because the women over there, look, the women over there is all about money. They're Jezebels. That's all they worry about is how they gonna get over on a guy. And if you want to know, just go check out the site and you'll be like, wow, now I see why Melvin left. I'm telling you, there's godless reprobates over there, Let's see here. Yeah, it's like on Tag, on Tag, not like prostitutes, but it's like, put it this way. You go on that site and you're going to be amazed at the things you see people do for some digital currency, put it that way. Because basically they just do it to earn diamonds, and you could turn diamonds into cash. So you got all these people that go into, it's kind of like, what can I say? It's like, I don't think I know any other site that's like it, but it's kind of like, you get these rewards. Get these rewards, and you could turn them into diamonds into like tag currency, gold, and gift other people, or you could just cash out. Bay Area native, good morning, bro. Bro, they wouldn't even know what they wouldn't even know what Jacob's ladder is, right? Even if it was sitting in front of them, and how is it that they got a ladder going all the way up to heaven on the ball earth? Give me a break. I mean, it's just too much stuff in the Bible that just, states otherwise, right? But I got this debate coming up that I'm gonna send you guys the link to this debate whenever it's set up, because, speaking of that, I should just show what's in my YouTube studio and why I keep doing this here video. See, but I'm not going to do that until the debate is about to start. Because like I tell many people, I've destroyed YouTube channels before with truth, right? And people actually read their Bible afterwards, and these channels, they left because there was no truth in them, especially, when I get on there and I ask questions in the chat and they can't answer it, and they just make everything sound ridiculous. That's a person that don't have the truth. When they got to make the truth sound ridiculous to push a lie. Right, truth. But again, And then on top of that, I called the guy out in my previous flat earth video to do a debate, but he doesn't want to debate me. He got to search for somebody that he likes that sounds good to debate me. Because he basically wants to make me look like a fool for believing the truth, which is not going to happen. Okay. The prophets of old, when they were going out speaking, I don't think the world liked them either. The world thought they were crazy too. Exactly. See, a lot of people don't understand that, the whole world. Oh, that's what I could show you. That's what I'm going to show. Now, I was mentioning this earlier about how SpaceX and NASA teamed up, right? I just was looking at this a few days ago, and right away, the symbolism is there, okay? They tell you in the symbols. They don't tell you out their mouth, right? A lot of people know that, especially Buana. He was there when I was doing that whole thing on tag. They removed, oh yeah, by the way, they removed that image, not the image, but At War with the Beast video. They removed that, right? When I used to play on Tagged, right? Oops. The one I used to play on Tag, that At War with the Beast video was taken down off YouTube, so that was a major, blow to Satan's kingdom there, but, for some odd reason, they took it down. But of course, we all know why. But let's share this screen here. Oh, Buana, you could download that Flat Earth Sun Moon Clock from the Google Play Store, and it's free. Gives you all the accuracy of this. Now let's take a look at this here. And what do we see right off the bat? You see the F9 dragon hidden in plain sight over the fake phony ball earth and Satan's tongue, with the Ouroboros snake and the fallen star, right? This fallen star here. The first crewed flight, NASA and SpaceX. So NASA and SpaceX are now in bed with one another. Elon is now NASA's fanboy. Look at this. They even tell you it's a dragon. Who's the dragon in the Bible? I mean, come on. Why are they worshiping a dragon? Oh, wait, the Bible said they would do that. And they worshiped the dragon that gave power to the beast. Dragon. And it's all in their logo. I don't see how people can't see this. But again, my Bible's false. Once again, in the eyes of many. Look at all this. Look at this. Let's go here while they're showing you the truth. And I'm going to get into this Hebrew word again, rakia, right? I hope the guy that I'm going to be debating is going to know definitions in the Bible, okay? Because look at this. Why is this arcing? Look at the water. Look at this land. Flat as a pancake, but you got a visible arc in the sky here. You see this is arcing. You can see the curvature of that, but for some odd reason, you just can't see curvature of the earth, right? Let's get into this Hebrew concordance again. I encourage you guys, if you ever want to learn the words that were used back then, this is the best app right here to go to, or not app, but website. Now let's look up again the word for firmament. Okay, you'll be surprised because again, I don't see how people watch my videos and see me doing this study and still have the audacity to come on and say that the Bible does not teach a flat earth, or I have to be twisting scripture, or I have to be mentally ill. Says here, expanse, flat as base. Firmament, expanse, extended surface. Used 17 times, does not change. And it says here, an expanse, i.e. the firmament, or apparently the visible arc of the sky. See here. Okay, rakia, firmament. Again, visible arc of the sky, eh? Well, what is this? Is that not an arc? But again, I'm deaf, dumb, and blind. I can't see, hear, nor read. But again, you know, it's just sad that, you know, the masses think they know it all. You know, these so-called ball earthers, but they can't even explain to me why is the sun flying above, why is the planes flying above the sun? We'll show that also, right? Because in the Flat Earth debate on Nick's channel, they said, I asked the question that, all right, bro, see you later, man. Stop by anytime if you want. You're more than welcome. So, says here, what was I doing? I forgot what I was about to do. But anyway, probably wasn't that important. So let's see. Anyway, here. Yeah. Well, I guess since everybody in here already basically has this information, I'm glad that many people are waking up from that lie. You know, it's only the people like you said, you know, the people that has the Holy Spirit is going to lead them into all truth. You know, you can't just run a man and think that God's going to give you the Holy Spirit to reveal all the truth to you, right? But, you know, last time I checked, you know, wait a minute. Just wait for that debate. They're going to see. Look, man, I don't understand this. I really don't. But, you know, I'm trying to bring up this clock here, but it's not even letting me. Like, really. Usually it used to let me, but every time I try and share the screen, it just, you know, pulls it down. So can't do it. But let me see. I'm going to look on here. All right. The moon is 21% to 28% lit. The moon right now is just right over New Mexico, which means it's along the West Coast right now. And the sun is sitting over South America, ready to come around to rise, right? 7:26, the sun rose. As you see, it is daylight outside. Now, let me see for a second. Let me take a step away real quick so I can see if this sky is clear. Oh, it's clear. Yeah. Now I get to do a video showing the moon once again out in the daytime. So with that said, guys, I'm going to end this live. I know I don't have much time on StreamYard, but I will be posting a video when I go on this bike ride. I might go to my cousin's house today. So let's see. I have come to the conclusion that there are some who cannot wake up even if they wanted to. I'm starting to think it's at that point too. I'm starting, like I said before, and I said this before I left Tag. Okay. I said, I think whoever was sealed in 2017 has already been sealed, you know, and it's of the men that's supposed to go out and teach this truth, right? You still see the whole world following what the world loves and not many following what the Most High said. But yeah, you know, anybody want to, oh yeah, another announcement I want to make. When I start doing these live streams again on the 23rd, I'm going to start bringing people on. So again, if you guys want to come on, have some biblical discussions, talk a little bit of stuff that's going on in your area, anything you see going on in the news, current events, whatever, you know, anything that, you know, could bring any truth, you know, I'm gonna start letting people on around the 23rd. So let me, I don't even know how to, let me see. I'm gonna do this. If anybody wants to, you know, get on my channel or anything like that, you know, shoot me an email here, or you can mail me on Facebook, and that's probably the best way to get to me. And if not, you know, just, you know, I don't know. I would say call me, but I'm not the type to really get my number out on the internet. So if anybody wants to jump on my show here in the coming days or whatever, you know, you can shoot me an email here, and you know, I will more than likely get back to you, because I really want to start bringing some people on so we get more, you know, more views on this channel, biblical views, not necessarily pertaining to you know, what we believe, but what the Bible says, you know. And you know, like I said, we can talk about anything. I mean, we could talk about the Bible, we could talk about the lost books, we could talk about historical facts, we could talk about flat earth. I have no problem with talking about anything on this channel. I'm not monetized, and I don't bow down to the system. So with that said, guys, shalom, and I hope everybody has a blessed Sabbath and enjoy your day of rest. And remember, you know, study, because, you know, pretty soon they're going to have this big alien disclosure here that's coming up. And I probably might cover that in the next video I do. So for right now, I'm not going to be live streaming for a few days. So I'm going to put up this information about how this disclosure is about to happen. And it's up to you guys, up to the unlearned, you know, it's up to the unlearned. Are you going to believe these guys are aliens when they come back? You might as well. If you don't believe the truth, you're going to buy the lie. And the Most High is going to make sure. 2 Thessalonians 2:9-16. Read it. With that said, shalom. Enjoy the rest of the Sabbath.